Now, speaking of children, another Pride Month contribution came from Sesame Street. Kirralie, I don't know about you, but I grew up watching Sesame Street and Big Bird and Mr. Snuffleupagus and Oscar the Grouch. But as James McPherson pointed out on Sky News this week, why does Sesame Street want to celebrate divergent sexual orientations with your children?
Hi, Elmo and I wanted to share that everyone is always welcome on Sesame Street. This month and every month, we want to uplift and celebrate our LGBTQIA plus family, friends, and communities.
Yeah, that's right, Miss Ariana. From our Sesame Street family to yours, happy Pride! Elmo loves you.
And I love you, Elmo.
Now, Kirralie, this is quite insidious. Of course, we all want everyone to feel welcome. That's never been in question. But to use Sesame Street to induct, 3 to 5 year olds into that which ends up in the streets of West Hollywood, do parents know what they're getting themselves into?
Look, it is utterly ridiculous. They're hiding in plain sight, or not even trying to hide it anymore. They're saying the quiet bits out loud. I mean, let's look at it, Lyle. They're saying sexual orientations and sexual identities now need to be foisted onto 3 to 5 year olds. The word sexual is in capital letters, is highlighted, is the whole point of Pride. And now we're ramming it down children's throats. Children do not ever need to be sexualised. It is appalling that there is very little outrage about this, and that parents are swallowing this claptrap rubbish nonsense all in the name of tolerance and diversity. They need to wake up and understand that their children deserve protection and they should not ever be sexualised.
Yeah, absolutely. And shame on Sesame Street. As parents and grandparents, we've just got to keep our kids away from this stuff now. It's just not safe. Who would have ever thought we'd get here? But Kirralie, this next clip, which has also come out during Pride Month, is a little bit hard to watch. And I agonised over whether we should show it, but I think we should. And all this starts with Sesame Street celebrating Pride Week or Pride Month with 3-year-olds, and this is where it ends up.
Years ago, I got gender reaffirming surgery. Here's a honest update. Do I regret it? Short answer is yes. Don't get me wrong, I got it done twice. It looks Barbie. Why do I regret it? Well, because I will never be able to live a normal life. After the surgery, you have to start dilating to keep the space they gave you. You start from doing it 4 times a day to once a week for the rest of your life. I was fine with that. See, the problem is I had major complications, and now for some reason, I need to do it every single day. Now, obviously, I've had relations, and girls, we all know, guys don't fucking know what to do. So it's not really worth it to me. The problem is I cannot stop. If I stop, it's gonna close up and create a bubble, and that bubble could literally create an infection that could... The 2 options here are I dilate for the rest of my life, or I get it removed surgically. Surgery goes for $70,000, and I don't want to go through that again, so I guess I'm dilating.
Now, Kirralie, for those who might be a bit confused, and I don't blame anyone for being confused, what we saw there was a young man who has tried to become a woman, and he's talking about what's been done to his body surgically. You can only describe it as mutilation. But you and I have both got sons, and it goes without saying, we would always love our sons, but no parent would wish this upon their child.
It's horrific. That man has been sold an extraordinary lie that if he has some surgery, that he will, have his problems solved, that he'll become a woman, that he will, these things, he could live a normal life. And it's a lie. It is so unkind to these young men and women who are chopping off body bits, who are having reconstructions, who are on drugs, now lifetime medical industry patients, customers basically, and they will never achieve the goal of changing their sex because it is impossible to do. And not only will they not achieve that goal, they put themselves at great risk of the sort of infections and complications that guy was just talking about. And, we saw it in the What is a Woman documentary as well with Scott Nugent. That's a female who had reconstructive surgery, horrific things done to her arm to construct a penis, and she's had infection after infection after infection, and many complications We're hearing more and more about it. This is what people need to hear and see and understand, that they're being sold a lie, that their issues will not be resolved. In fact, they'll probably become even more complicated and life-changing and life-threatening.